There are 4 content styles that's literally helping me make daily sales. And for the last 7 to 8 months, I have totally restructured the way that I've showed up online. And I'm going to specifically be using Instagram today, but it can really be applied to whatever platform you're choosing to use as your primary. And I'm excited to share this, especially if you are a coach, a mentor, service provider, if you're running an agency. This is going to be really, really relevant to you because I think what we can often get caught up in as an educator is wanting to post stuff that the influencers are posting or that the algorithm's saying is going to get you like a viral amount of reach, which of course is like so exciting to get. But we forget that the way that we present something like a style of video or a piece of content or a written piece that will actually help people understand how you can help them is going to be very, very different to how an Instagram influencer is posting online at the moment. I am definitely not posting to just post anymore and pray that it's going to bring me clients and sales. I have also really changed my mentality around every time I'm now posting, I get paid every single post. I am not posting to go viral. I'm definitely not posting for just pure engagement. I am posting with a clear intention, and that clear intention is to attract buyers with every post I make. And that doesn't mean that I'm being like cringy or pushy with selling. It just means that I have a much more refined strategy where every post has a purpose and I understand my buyer psychology behavior of my page and the culture of my business. And I also have a very clear intention of how each post has a pathway to income. And you guys, it's really, really working because what daily sales means to me at the moment is that every post I'm making is drawing in between $300 and $2,000 per day. And literally just before I hit record on this, I saw a $1,200 sale come in. So that's almost $2,000 for today. And it's bright and early in the morning as I am recording this. I know it doesn't look it. I've got all my studio lights on, but it is very, very early. And I also want to say that it's not because I am super lucky or I have a massive audience. I actually don't really have a big audience considering what I've achieved in business and the level of clients that I'm attracting. Like if we have a look right now, my audience size is just over 20,000, which I'm very, very proud of. But given that, we've just done amazing things with the company, it's still a pretty small following, right? But I'm very intentional and it's exactly what I want to be walking you through today. Also, guys, before we jump in, if you have watched maybe a couple of my videos back to back or you're already loving the vibe of this, can you do me a huge favor and hit subscribe and the like button? It does absolute wonders for the channel, okay? So let's dive in. Again, I want to say that this video isn't about setting up your ManyChat funnel or helping you set up any funnels. I just want to show you the content pieces that are really hitting home. And again, like I'll show you behind the scenes. I'm going to show you the insights and the data behind each post. Like I literally have no attachment to that whatsoever. You'll see that some of the posts that I'm going to demonstrate is not necessarily like giving you a viral feel, or it doesn't have 6,000 saves. For the most part, I might get 20 comments on a post and that post makes me $2,000, So I just want to keep it real. I just want to show you what it is that's actually converting right now. So the first style of content is I always cannot spell this when I'm speaking. So I have to carousel. Okay. Carousel, no image. Okay. So this is what I mean by this type of post. This is a very clean scroll stopping carousel, and it has a plain background. So you see here, very plain background, and there's just, it's very boring in one sense, but it has a really great text hook or a snappy headline. Okay. So this type of post, you can see here, it's diving into why I'm making sales whilst I'm offline. This was the one that I posted on Sunday. Yes. So, a Sunday post of like, hey, this is like what I'm making on a Sunday afternoon whilst hanging out with my friends, having wines at the local football club, hanging out with my husband and all of our mates. And it's just really easy to read. And I think this is why, these sorts of posts do really well. Again, as you can see here, let's go into insights. It's had 1,000 just over, 1,741 views, 8 saves, 2 forwards, 6 comments, 22 likes. It's going on track to my typical post views and that kind of thing. And, I love this feature, by the way, where you can see like where people are liking your content. This is a very humble type of post that I'm making, but what it does is, from a sales psychology point of view, people trust those who teach them something real and something useful. So the brain is immediately labeling you as someone to learn from and someone to come back to. These carousels are like, I'll just say it, it's like no BS, okay? There's like, I'm not trying to be anything else than just sharing a message that's really on my heart and that's hitting at the moment. And functionality wise, this is really good for any sort of educational and clarity type of post. So you're showing your audience that you understand their problem, you've got something to say about it, you want to share something personal, and you've got a process to help them go through it. This is also another example, 7-month daily sales update. This time last year, I was deep in launch fatigue. Today, I've made thousands of dollars before 9 a.m., literally what's happened today as well. And I want to discuss how I'm doing that. So far, it's been 207 days of consistent daily sales. That's almost 3/4 of a year. And I'm honestly so blown away by this. And you can hear the style, right? Like, it sounds like I'm just chatting to you. I'm not trying to be like an absolute authority in my space. My tone of voice is like that anyway, where I'm just like, hey guys, like I've discovered this or I've worked this out and I just want to put it out there, and hopefully it helps you and hopefully it gives you a spark of excitement or inspiration today to do something really cool with your day and your business to make more impact. So, I've got screenshots, I've got social proof in this one. Again, really, really fantastic to just feel like, yeah, I'm showing the audience that I understand what they're going through my experiences, and this is also quite aspirational. Like, I want that in my life. And again, looking at the insights, it's done all right. Like, I have really bad engagement, you guys, but these posts, they make money and they convert. And it might be a $17 sale. It might be a $7 sale. It might be a $27 sale. And other days it's a $1,200 sale, but they all stack, right? Like, every day, if you're posting, and even if you make $7 off one post, doesn't that just feel so much better in your body that you're getting some kind of financial reward and not just posting for free? And that was a really big mindset shift of mine this year, where I was like, I've been posting on Instagram now for 6 years. I want to start getting paid for every post that I'm making. And that was really not just a mentality shift, but a very practical one for me, of really turning my Instagram into, as much as I can, an evergreen platform where people can go to every single one of my posts and go and grab something, buy something, go deeper with information somewhere, rather than me just feeling like I'm needing to feed the algorithm. Instead, now the platform is really working for me. So that's number one. Okay, number two, a little silence here so I can spell this correctly. Carousel, and this one is with an image. Okay, so let me show you what I mean in just a second. But it's the same vibe as the no image, but now I want you to think about adding some sort of branding photo to the frame, and please have the photo be you. I don't want it to be a stock image. I don't want it to be necessarily like an image of the mountains or the beach, although that's so beautiful, but you can save those for stories. When you are posting on feed, I want to see your beautiful face, your gorgeous smile. I want to see you. You are the face of your brand. And so these images, they can be taken at home, literally, like so many photos I've taken just at my local cafe. I've got my husband to take it. I've got my assistant to come over, take some images for me. From time to time, we might hire a photography studio. The last time I hired a studio was almost like 9 months ago. And those photos last me pretty much all year. And I paid $100 an hour for that photography studio. And that's it, so it's not going to cost you a ton of money to get some of these like beautiful, high quality images. And I literally mostly take my photos from my phone, or I have like a little DSLR camera that we've had for a couple of years now. Okay. This is taken at my local, just outside of my local cafe. Beautiful image. This is at a local beach which I absolutely adore. This was taken at my event. That's more of a video. This is again at my local cafe, taken on the iPhone. What else? I'll show you a studio one. Okay, this is a studio one, and it's got just a plain backdrop there. And this was actually taken in my garage with the epoxy floors. So you get what I mean. But regardless, have an image of you. This taps into the sales psychology of aspirational marketing. Whether you think you're aspirational or not, that's not the point here. We just want you to feel real to the people on the other side of the screen. And it's not to say like me sitting on my garage floor with a coffee cup with an awkward leg situation here is aspirational, but there's something about it where it's like, oh my gosh, like maybe it's like she looks happy or free, or it's like a fun photo. When people see your face, they actually get really connected to you as a person and the wisdom behind what you're sharing. They don't just want the information there as like a blanket, blah, blah, billboard message. They want the energy behind it. You know, I would say like a lot of these images, this was taken at my friend's studio. This was beautiful, like very beautiful white imagery, but there's an energy behind it, right? Like this makes me look like, yeah, I'm in more of a formal type of setting, I suppose. I'm wearing a beautiful dress and it feels like, I don't know, like I'm a speaker, or it could be like a book image or something. But what happens here is these images, the reason why I'm spending so much time on this is that the people watching or reading along, they're going to start imagining what it's like to be in your world. These images are warm and they are inviting. There's sort of this lifestyle alignment that's happening here, and you're building a real bridge behind your knowledge and the life that you've created, which is incredibly magnetic. And, you know, I haven't focused on the message here so much, but imagery wise, like, by the way, you guys, this photo was taken just in a laneway in my local town, and there's a toilet block at the end of it. It was really gross, but the frame itself was so lovely and the sunlight was hitting it really beautifully. I'm like, this is where I want my photo done. And my assistant was like, really? I'm just like, yeah. Anyhow, so I just want to give you that insight around the carousels with images, and you will go through my Instagram if it inspires you, and really study the message also behind the imagery. And this is where, you know, I'll always say, if you are inspired by somebody and how they do business, just go and really like look into their business and not just do what they say, but do what they do and be in alignment to that for a little while and be in their energy. And you will learn so much just from that mentality. All right. So number 3, all right, we're going to go to video here. Talking head videos, I've had sort of this love-hate relationship with it, only because I did it in many different styles. Let me actually go to Instagram and show you. 1 second. I need to scroll back quite some bits. So I'm probably going to do a jump cut here. All right, I got one. So this is going back, I don't know, maybe let's have a look. So we're going to jump into this. I won't play the volume. 25th of November, 2024. This is really interesting. This is around the time where I was about done with Instagram. I was so exhausted. I was so tired. And whilst this video is so beautifully shot, it's casual. It's got a beautiful blur in the background. The lighting is stunning. I look really tired. I look at this and I go, babe, you look so tired. Anyhow, in saying so, this shot took over an hour to set up. I kid you not. And I had my assistant on board to help me with this. I had all the lighting elements. We're trying to find the right space for it, blurring out the background. Then I had to be mic'd up, and I wanted to see if I was obviously in frame. I had so many goes at it, and it was so exhausting. And even though I'm quite comfortable to be in front of camera, those sorts of talking head videos, they stressed me out so much. This is another version. Look at the lighting. It's probably on the same day, actually. I'm wearing the same outfit. But it was really, really stressful. And look, not long after that, I stopped doing talking head because it was a lot. This is an older video that I did. Again, it took a long time to set this shot up. This was in my lounge room and I was exhausted. And I used to have half days where I would literally just get Deb to come over, film 10 to 12 talking heads plus some other shots that we wanted to get. And it was just such a big ordeal. All that being said, now my talking head videos look like this. So what do you know? It looks a lot like YouTube, but I film it in the right dimensions for Instagram, and it's lovely, right? Like, by the way, a lot of people ask me what I use to get this up here, and I use a system called Ecamm Live, and you can use my affiliate link in the show notes below. So just head down, click on that link. It doesn't cost you any more. You can just go straight to that platform and trial it out. And it's just, yeah, it's really nice. I think I make like a couple of bucks from it if you sign up. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, it's just been such a game changer where I'm able to really get my little iPad. So it's connected to this bad boy here. And I have my little, Apple Pen. It's actually also, I don't know if you can see it, branded to Flow State Business, which I love. And off I go. I'm drawing away. I'm pointing at things. I'm able to screen share. If you think about it, if you're someone who is like a natural teacher, and if you have, let's say even in your corporate jobs, if you've done a lot of whiteboarding, if you are a teacher, a sharer, a trainer, if you've done any kind of induction for a new client or a new student or a new employee to come on board, you're a natural teacher. So there's something about having this whiteboard up right now, which, is so comforting in one sense, but I can just scribble away and speak more naturally. So when I am showing up on Instagram with these types of talking head videos, these are fantastic. And it's just straight talk. They're micro lessons. It's real energy. And it really hits from a sales psychology point of view. It hits on some mirror neurons, right? So your audience is subconsciously mirroring what they see. So if you're confident, clear, and calm, they're also going to feel that too as they're moving along in their journey. For my clients, a lot of you are entrepreneurs and business owners. So you're going to feel more clear and calm and connected to this content because it feels like you can have a quick win. Plus, video, arguably, is more of an instant trust builder because they can see you chatting to them rather than a stagnant photo. And they're wondering, I wonder what she's like. Maybe some of you didn't even know I had an Aussie accent before watching me. And I've had that comment before. It's like, whoa, crikey. Okay, didn't expect that accent. Like, I don't know what you guys expected, but whoa, I didn't realize you're Australian. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So there's all these different bursts of, I trust this person a little deeper. I know this person a little deeper. There's something like a short form face to camera content does absolutely increase also retention by up to 80%. That's from HubSpot, by the way. But, if you're thinking about retention from a scroll perspective versus a watch perspective, I wonder if it gives you the data. Let's have a look. I mean, look at these stats. If you remember what I showed you earlier with the stagnant photos, this is stellar. Look, 40 saves, 7 forwards, 24 comments. Look, it's going to, almost 50-50 non-followers to followers. Views over time are less than photos, and that makes sense because video requires you to have, to watch the whole thing, whereas photos is just swipe, 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 right? So it's easy to kind of watch that. And this is all so interesting. I love it. I actually don't know what a lot of this means. I just look at it and I go, okay. And if I really want to dig deeper, you could just screenshot it and chuck it into ChatGPT and be like, what does this actually mean? What is it telling me? But anyhow, back to the point. It's a really great content piece to consider if you are embodying the teacher, if you're embodying the mentor. I have clients who are astrologers and they have birth charts up and they're pointing to it and they're explaining stuff. I have clients who are accountants and tax advisors, and they will show you certain parts of, your BAS or whatnot and be like, look out for this. I have clients who are maths teachers and physics tutors and things like that, and they will literally have a whiteboard up just as they would in their classroom, and they would be showing, the periodic table or some sort of crazy formula and helping their students learn for their exams. So this is such a really special part. Now, from a cadence perspective, I probably post talking heads, I'd say every 7 to 10 days. They do take a little while to film, obviously, and to edit. Somehow, I don't know how I do this. My Instagram talking head videos, like the ones that I've just showed you, this one here is like 1.5 minutes long. I think it is. offers, literally passively selling. Anyway, it's about a minute and a half long. I will sit here and film thinking it's a minute and a half, and then before I know it, it's 5 minutes. So I have to cut down a lot of information to have it be on the carousel. So try and keep it to a minute and a half. That's really what Instagram likes for your talking heads, or shorter. So if you don't waffle on like me, then that's going to be heavenly for you. Like you could do a 30-second talking head and be done. But it really does, I feel with these ones, the talking head ones, it really makes people go, I want to work with her because she gets it and I feel safe in her space and I like her teaching style and I like how chill she is and I like how she kind of just is quite messy and undone and is not, overly too perfect, whatever the case is. So that is what I want to say about talking heads. Give it a go. Okay. So the last one, now this one isn't necessarily, now remember our topic is 4 content styles making me daily sales. This one isn't directly selling, but it makes a difference to your bottom line. And it is B-roll with text overlay. I will reference it as like my vibey reels. I do not dance for camera, but I do love a slow motion walking piece with cool music and text over the top, like a slow motion hair flick or something, or if the wind shows up at the right time and I'm like Claudia Schiffer, or something. Why did I say Claudia Schiffer? Anyhow, maybe that shows my age. Or I love like a slow, I don't have a coffee mug, but like a slow coffee mug sip or something. It's vibey. And the reason why I use these is not necessarily to sell, but it really does, again, show that lifestyle element, and it works really hard behind the scenes to take people to a deeper place. It's easy to read. Instagram is not necessarily pushing reels out the way it used to anymore, but it still gets a different type of reach. It still reaches non-followers. And because you're using trending sounds and trending music, which I would suggest for all of your posts except the talking head, it still puts you in the space where people are scrolling. And if they're scrolling through the same sound, they're likely going to find your clip as well. But from a sales psychology perspective, this leverages emotional connection, right? Like you're not just teaching, but you're resonating, and they love being caught up in that little micro moment with you. There's an emotional pull. It sets the tone for trust, intrigue, curiosity, connection. Like there is this precursor kind of feeling to the deeper conversation. So what I mean by the B-roll, so let me see if I can find one. This is actually a really good one. This is me. Have you guys ever tried EFT tapping? Emotional freedom technique. Changed my life. Honestly, it's rewired so much of my belief systems. It's unbelievable. I was hosting an event actually, and I'm taking my group of clients through an EFT tapping for abundance and calling in ease of business and flow in business. And this is really beautiful. So this is, look at the text again, focusing on what's not working keeps you circling the same results. And I'll see if I can actually make this one bigger so you can see. All right. And they're focusing on what's not working keeps you circling the same results. Your future self doesn't live here. They're actually here. Comment future self for your free visualization. And then this takes people to the free visualization. And there is more B-roll. Hang on. This B-roll did really well. I also put ads behind this one, $5 a day towards it. And it's had, huge amount of views. But again, this is me walking through an interior design store. I've used this as an example before, so you may have seen this, but easy scrolly B-roll. This is my assistant again. We're waiting for a coffee. Actually, I just got it in my hand and she's like, oh, wait, this is such a nice background. I'll film you walking through the store. Absolutely beautiful. And I'll give you a third one. Okay, this is just me with my iPhone, and I am sitting literally at the front of my house and looking at the beach, and I've got a little picnic situation going on. I like to sit at the beach with my beach mat out with my laptop, and that's my bike in the back, and I'll just sit there and just chill and work there for a couple of hours. This is you understanding me a little bit better and my world, that I live by the beach. This is my office. It's just so lovely. But look at the message. I've been getting paid anywhere between $300 and $2,000 for every Instagram post that I make. and there is a screenshot for social proof, even if my data isn't a shining example of an industry leader. This B-roll actually got 43,000 views, and it triggered a lot of people. I don't know if I've got, there's some in here, like if you read, look at these horrible posts, like comments. Nice try, Diddy. Sure you do. Like there's, are you single? Asking for a friend. No, I'm happily married. But thanks for asking. Then why do you need to hustle for subscribers? Lies. You wouldn't make that in a month. Oh. Okay, guys, this is a whole other topic, but you just have to sometimes laugh it off and just, get ready for it. Like, I just feel sometimes you have to just see the good in things, because there are Ruby, you paid for fake followers. Dead giveaways, your lack of engagement. I know. As in, like, my engagement sucks, but I promise I've never paid for followers. I have ads. Like, if that's what's counted, if I put $5 behind a boosted post and people follow me from that, if that's what you considered paid followers, sure. But God, I know, like, they really hit on some shit, anyhow. This is getting me on a whole other topic, but in saying so, this post actually really did bring in some beautiful clients into my world. It was a call to action comment group, and I'll walk you through everything in a 2-session epic show all, tell all. And this was a $297 offer, I think it was. We made $20,000 from that, hosting that group. So it was just so nice, but you just have to overlook some of the stuff that can sometimes be a bit of a downer. But, whatevs. It's social media. Don't take it too personally. You've got friends, family, people around you that love and adore you, and you love and adore yourself. That's really where it begins, okay? So anyhow, this is how I post now. Honestly, I believe that if you're in the business of transformation, the business of mentoring and teaching, and if you sell coaching, mentoring, you're a healer, a teacher, a service provider, this is the kind of content that I really want you to start thinking about, because it'll just make an absolute world of difference to the way that you're seeing conversions happening on socials. And it will actually feel good to post it this way. If you're creating a platform like mine where people can come to it and feed from every post and literally grab a free resource from you or go deeper with a podcast or whatnot, that is really, really beautiful. I think that you can constantly be posting so that people are being taken off platform to your long form evergreen content pieces like your podcast, your Substack, your YouTube channel, etc. Okay, so if you want help setting up more of like this type of work and you want to learn how to monetize it, go to the next video. Maybe I'll place it here. Is all about how you can start getting paid by Instagram daily, and you can learn about the easy 5-minute funnel that I set up behind each of my posts. So keep going. You're incredible. And please, if you love this, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And you guys, I'll see you in this next video. Ciao.